All right, let's just call it like it is. Most all-in-one gym machines fall into one of two categories. They're either brilliant pieces of engineering that save space and elevate your training, or they're just glorified coat racks with a pulley. And usually the only way to know which one you're dealing with is to buy it, pray that FedEx doesn't treat it like their punching bag, and use the hell out of it to find its weak points. So that's exactly what I did. For the last 90 days, I've been using the Landmark Athletics EXT-3 all-in-one trainer almost every single day, testing every attachment, every pulley, every single bolt to see where it succeeds and where it fails. This machine brings a big package and a big price tag. Dual 200-pound cable stacks, 1-to-1 and 2-to-1 pulley ratios, a Smith machine, lever arms, dip bars, a landmine, leg press, lat pull down, even a leg curl extension attachment if you want it. It quite literally swears that it can be your entire gym, and for $4,000 it better be. But is it actually worth that? Is this a smart buy for your home gym, or is it just an overpriced pile of metal that'll leave you disappointed like a little kid finding out about taxes? I'm BJ from the Iron Clinic, and this big, shining beauty is the Landmark Athletics EXT-3 all-in-one Smith machine. Let's start with the bones of this behemoth. The EXT-3 is built like a tank. It features both 11 gauge and 12 gauge steel throughout, boasting some impressive weight capacity ratings. For context, 11 gauge is commercial grade, and 12 gauge is still very solid and common in home gyms. It's slightly thinner, but it's used here strategically for non-load bearing areas. The front tubing is 2 inches by 3 inch tubing, so you'll be able to use aftermarket attachments from various vendors that use 2 by 3 steel with compatible hole spacing and pin sizes. While not every brand will fit, you will be able to find some attachments should you want or need them, but it really does come with everything you need right out of the box. The EXT-3 stands 82 inches wide, 68 inches deep, and 84 inches tall. It boasts weight ratings of 1,300 pounds on the Smith machine, 1,400 pounds on both the J-hooks and the safety arms, although Landmark does have a recommended capacity of 500 on the Smith machine and J-hooks, and 600 pounds on the spotter arms. In either scenario, there's plenty of capacity at play here for just about everybody. Now, I've loaded it heavy. 315 pounds on the Smith machine, 400 plus pounds on the belt squat through those cables. I've used it almost every day for 3 months for just about every exercise you can imagine. There are no creaks, no squeaks, no shifting, no mystery rattles in the background of my videos. It's quiet. It's solid, and it allows you to lift confidently without worrying about safety or having to waste time with tedious setup. The chrome is still spotless, and the powder coat pristine except for a few scratches that I caused by bumping a barbell into it. Every single bolt is still tight too, because Landmark uses nylon insert locking nuts on everything, so nothing's loosening over time. Genuinely, it's a really well-built unit. Now, before you even use it, you've got to get it inside of your gym to put together. And this is where things definitely got a little tricky, yet also where Landmark really separates itself from other brands in the space. The EXT-3 didn't arrive in that typical shredded cardboard coffin or look like it was used as a football at this year's Super Bowl halftime fan celebration. No, it came on 2 massive pallets delivered by XPO Logistics with everything wrapped perfectly, protected, and labeled. It's a premium experience from the get-go, and this is a huge differentiator in delivery. I really can't stress enough how well packaged this was. When you're spending this kind of money, you want to know that this is well spent and that this machine impresses not just in functionality, but in total package from shipping to 90 days of use and abuse later. Assembly took some time, but it made sense. These types of builds always take time, and I'd say it took about most of the afternoon, maybe around 4 hours. To help that, you have a manual that is incredibly well written. I mean, it was girthy, detailed, and sensible to assemble. I wasn't having to guess which bolt was which. They all come pre-packaged in these packages that indicate for what step the hardware is for. It's a huge time saver, and while fairly standard these days, it's not entirely across the board. The only real struggle, honestly, was the Smith machine bar. Getting it lined up and bolted into the trolleys was a bit of a chore. Not really hard, it was just awkward. But that was probably honestly my fault. Still, once it's in though, it was locked in, solid. I've never had to worry about it again. With all of that said, Landmark does offer you the ability to pay additional to have them set up your machine for you. For $700 or $1,000 if you bought some cardio equipment with it, you can have them not only deliver all of this, but also completely set it up for you in your chosen space. Shipping is free otherwise, and the boxes that come on the pallet are exceptionally manageable from a weight perspective. We'll talk more about the cardio equipment, in my case the BikeEgr, in just a little bit here, but I would recommend you don't pay the extra $300 to have them set up your cardio equipment. That was incredibly lightweight and easy to set up. It probably took me like 20 or 30 minutes total. Let's talk cables. In my opinion, this is by far the standout feature on this machine. The EXT-3 gives you both 1:1 and 2:1 pulley ratios, which is incredible value. For those of you unaware, a 1:1 ratio means that if you load 100 pounds onto the pulley, you're going to feel all 100 pounds at the handle. Now naturally, a 2:1 ratio means that you'll feel 50 of that 100 pounds at the handle if you're using the 2:1 function. It's simple and smart, and switching between them couldn't be easier. One carabiner, that's it. Just clip it onto both ends. For 2:1, pick either the top or the bottom pulley, whichever feels better for you for your movement. Done. On top of that, you get weight stacks with some actual weight on them. 200 pounds of weight on each stack, to be precise. This gives you a lot of versatility in your use, and I think you're starting to see how this machine can live up to the promise of being a true all-in-one machine. In the 90 days of use, I've used both ratios. 1:1 is perfect for belt squats, heavy rows, Romanian deadlifts, moves where you really want control and serious weight. 2:1 gives you finer control for curls, tricep, lateral raises, or hip work. And here's what shocked me. Both feel incredibly smooth. 1:1 is usually a little jerky or overly sensitive on budget machines, but not here. It is just as smooth to operate. And speaking of smooth, let's talk pulleys. Jump scare alert, these are not aluminum.
Are you insane?
They're high-end plastic though, and these days plastic would raise an enormous red flag for many of you in the home gym community. But after 90 days, I've had no issues whatsoever. They're quiet, there's no wear, there's no drag, they feel great. I think most in the home gym community feel like everything needs to come with aluminum pulleys due to their smooth nature. But while Landmark does now offer the ability to purchase an aluminum pulley upgrade when you buy this machine for $300, I don't personally think it's necessary. Now, I've had my fair share of poor quality pulleys, and I've replaced just as many with aftermarket pulleys even during the first 90 days. And some literally right out of the box. Not the case here. Sure, they will wear and tear over time, but even on my oldest equipment, I have some good quality pulleys that are standing strong with no issue after over 5 years of use. The pulleys here are high quality and well made. That is very much apparent. I don't think you're going to be needing to change anything on this unit anytime soon. Now, for the cable pulleys, you are going to need attachments, of course. And if you have your own favorites, you will of course be able to use them here. But the EXT-3 comes with everything you need. And the good news? Most of them are actually excellent. The dual cable easy curl bar has built-in bearings, so it rotates naturally through the movement. It also has multiple grip angles, which I ended up really liking for arms and triceps, and it honestly became one of my favorite accessories for cable work. The standard lat bar, tricep rope, and single handles are all solid quality. They don't feel like cheap Amazon add-ons or things you'd get from Temu. The bearing rotates smoothly on all of them, and the knurling and grip on these is fantastic. The low row foot plate is another win. I used it both seated flat on the floor, but also when I was sitting on a bench. And the cable system really keeps it clean and stable for all those movements. The pulleys themselves are mounted low but wide, which gives you a solid line of pull. And the pulleys themselves swivel nearly 180 degrees in either direction, which gives plenty of play and movement for any exercise, as well as adjustments all the way from just 9 inches on the ground all the way up to 75 inches up in the air. One thing of note with the pulley system though are these low pulley points. I suspect they were designed this way to avoid hitting the cable trolleys, but I'm not sure why they went with that design instead of just going through the uprights itself like we see on so many other models on the market. I find myself occasionally bumping into them, which is not a big deal, but what would be a big deal is bumping a bench or a weight plate or a dumbbell into them and bending that bracket that holds the pulley. It's not the best design logic in my opinion, but it does function just fine overall. Now, let's talk lever arms. Look, they are probably the most overhyped and underused part of this machine in my opinion. They look cool, they attach actually pretty easily, and they swing freely, but I barely use them, and there's 2 reasons for that. First, there's no way to lock them into a starting angle. You can't fix them at 30, 45, or even 90 degrees. You actually can't fix them at any angle. So getting into pressing positions feels awkward unless you're doing standing rows or stiff-legged deadlifts where the weight just naturally sits on the floor. Second, there wasn't a simple, sensible way for me to anchor or bolt my bench to the rack so I could use the lever arms for pressing movements, like a bench press or a leg press with the included leg press plate. You need a way to keep the bench from sliding, and while you could probably DIY something, even with some spare planks of wood you have laying around, you want to keep your bench from moving backwards when pushing, and there needs to be a way to anchor the bench itself to the rack so it doesn't slide. Now, I've been able to do this on my main rack when using the safety arms as backstops, which are easy to adjust and get into the right spot thanks to the holes in the cross members. Here though, there are no holes for anything but band pegs in the base of the machine, which means there is no included way to have a solid backstop for that bench to press up against. That bench is just going to run away from you every single time. But let's say you did use these lever arms, which have some great design in them and include some adjustable handles and a bar that connects both arms together for your compound movements, as well as the ability to use weight horns and attach the cables to them. Even then, the movement path isn't that different from using a Smith machine or cables. So why use or take out these lever arms? Lever arms are generally a stand-in for home gym owners for a Smith machine in that they allow for a fixed plane of movement when performing certain exercises. Over the years, I've been able to use and get very creative with my lever arms thanks to Vendetta strength adapters and Gym Pin's Kaizen adapters, which add the ability to set the lever arms into a consistent starting point and stopping point, as well as allow for articulation of the arms in and out to different angles. But that takes modding knowledge, and most people won't do that. With all of that said though, there is a lot you can do with lever arms, and many things that you cannot replicate with a Smith machine. But for home gym owners who have a Smith machine, I would imagine that they will reach for the Smith more often than the lever arms due to the ease of use and not having to set it up every single time you want to use it like you would if you were using the lever arms. Now, I did want to mention the Landmine Attachment, which also comes with this setup. Honestly though, I don't have much to say about it. It is simple, it is functional, and it is heavy duty and easy to use. You can mount it in multiple places on the rack and it works with any barbell. It's also super useful for rotational work, rows, push presses, all kinds of dynamic movements. I think if you're into HIIT style or CrossFit style programming, you're going to be very pleased with not just the Landmine, but also get a lot of use out of these lever arms. Now, let's talk legs. The vertical leg press plate is an exceptional addition. It slides right onto the Smith bar or the lever arms and locks into place with these little hitch pins. When it's locked in, it is locked in. There's no wobble, there's no sketchy foot plate angle. This is a massive upgrade to some of the other models we've seen on the market, like the RitFit Buffalo for example, that do not lock that plate in, which leaves you with a very scary way of unracking the bar and clearing the safeties. You just rack it, get under it, press up and rotate your feet, and you're in business. Add in the adjustable safeties and a recommended 500-pound weight rating on the Smith bar, and you've got a legit vertical leg press setup. It's honestly rare to find one that feels this safe without buying a dedicated machine. I also tested the LegX attachment, the standalone leg curl and extension add-on, and honestly, I was really impressed with it. It's portable, it's stable, and it's got high quality wheels like inline skates, so you can move it around very easily. No cheap plastic wheels here. The best part? The weight starts at a 45-degree angle, so you feel a much more consistent resistance throughout that range of motion. Most budget leg extensions start with the weight perpendicular to the ground, and you get almost no tension until you're about halfway through the rep due to gravity. But not this one. The extensions felt shockingly close to a dedicated commercial machine, which uses cables for consistent tension. And actually, the leg extension may have even felt better than the one that I have. I think honestly it's as close to a commercial-grade cable machine that we're gonna get in a home gym. The prone hamstring curls were a little less satisfying. Honestly, it was probably just the angle and the torque of the weight, but it was still useful. And to be fair, if I did not have a dedicated leg extension and leg curl machine already in my gym, I probably wouldn't have noticed anything wrong with the hamstring curls. If you don't already have a leg machine of any kind, this is a great addition because of its very small footprint and ability to work with any bench on the market. It literally just slips under the foot of any bench to act as an anchor, and then bam, 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 you're off to the races. And when you're done, wheel it off to a corner of your gym and forget about it until your next leg day. Or just like never use it again because you don't ever train your legs. One wish list item I have for it is wishing it could be stored vertical to take up even less space. But unfortunately, the pivoting arm cannot lock into place when not in use, preventing this. Still, it's a very small floor space requirement for a great leg day addition to your repertoire. Good job on this one, Landmark. Speaking of legs, let's move on up towards your upper legs.
Oh, that's real nice.
The lat pull-down seat is another awesome addition. It is all metal with beautifully accented polished aluminum on it to really make it a standout piece, and includes the extension cable right in its build. It attaches directly to the rack, gives you a seat and leg pads to hold yourself down, and will allow most people to do lat pull-downs with the included weight stacks with very minimal setup. But if you're tall, like 6'1" or so like I am, you may run into some limitations. The rack is 84 inches tall, but that does not mean that the cables move a full 84 inches off the ground. Like we said earlier, they'll move to a height of 75 inches. But with the added lat pull-down extension, you get a total height of 82 inches of cable travel. That's enough for most things, but not quite enough to get a full stretch in your lats during pull-downs. You end up having to lean back and compensating that way. This isn't ideal, as you're gonna end up targeting more of your upper and mid back, depending upon how far you lean back, instead of the lats themselves. The lat pull-down extension simply bolts right to the rack with one thick,
Yeah, baby!
pin, and another that screws in just to stop it from rotating off. Honestly, I never even tightened that guy all the way up because it's not supporting any weight. It just stops it from rotating out of there. And it takes maybe 20 seconds to set up the entire extension every time. It's a very simple addition to use. However, one minor annoyance for me was this beautifully designed and implemented Smith machine docking station at the top of the rack. It's meant to be just that, a place to put your Smith bar when not in use so you can comfortably walk through the machine without banging your head on that bar. But whenever you want to put that lat pull down in, you need to move the Smith bar out of the way, as the trolley it sits in is directly behind the hole used for the lat pull down securing. I know, and it's exceptionally minor, but I find myself getting unnecessarily agitated at this one thing at 4 o'clock in the morning during my back and bicep days. Considering all of this though, I did find myself using this attachment nearly every single pull day over the last 90 days. I really did love it. The pulleys are silky smooth and the weight stacks are plenty heavy for most individuals. But if you really needed more weight, you can always just throw in a gym pin and get 1-to-1 weight ratios of the weight that you throw in there. Speaking of metal, here's something I didn't like: the plastic sleeves on the weight horns. I've actually never seen plastic like this before on a piece of gym equipment. It's textured and it feels like it will stand up to things like most of the other hard plastic horns that we've seen before, but these ones are way too slippery. Plates literally slide off unless you use barbell collars on every single horn, including the weight storage horns at the back. Ask me how I know. And Landmark seems to know about this. They included a collar for every single weight post, not just the Smith machine, but 6 more for the weight storage posts too. I honestly thought this was just an oversight in packaging when I received 6 more barbell collars, but nope. If you don't use them, plates will slowly wiggle off those pegs from the small and normal wiggles and vibrations on the machine. I've literally never had this happen with another weight horn before, and I can only assume it is because of that slippery plastic. The included clips can help mitigate this, but still, it's kind of a patch for a problem that should have been adjusted and avoided with a very simple, slightly angled up weight horn. Now, with weight in mind, let's talk about cable weight stacks. They go up to 200 pounds and start out at 26 pounds. This is a really big range, and honestly, a pretty high starting point too. But one thing to keep in mind is the weight stack increments here. Each weight plate increment jumps up in 12-pound or 6-kilogram steps. Again, that's a solid range, but the increments are huge, especially on a 1-to-1 ratio. If you want to dial in smaller progression, you're gonna want to invest in a gym pin or fractional add-on plates. These are not included in the setup, which I think is quite the oversight and disservice. Having the ability to add on 1¼ pounds, 2½ pounds, or even 5 pounds is really nice to have when you're spending this much money. And honestly, with the weight increments, this feels like it's almost a requirement for this weight stack. It's going to be very hard to progress on some exercises like shoulder, hip, or bicep movements without smaller weight jumps. It's an easy fix on your own, but it's also a really big missed opportunity for Landmark to have included built-in magnetic add-ons like you see on some commercial machines. Also, a mini rant here, if I may. The stickers on the weight stack are, to be completely frank, atrocious. The stickers themselves are totally fine. They're very well made and not going anywhere. But the font chosen for the weight increments is this weird, thin, somewhat italicized font that looks like a live, laugh, love sign from Etsy and makes me feel like I'm literally losing more and more of my eyesight every single morning. I don't need my weight stacks to be aesthetic. I just need to be able to read them from a modest, reasonable distance. But instead, I find myself having to squat down in the rack all the time just to see what the gosh darn weight I'm actually lifting is. And the odd increments of the weight themselves do not make this any easier. Okay, I got that out of my system. All right, bonus mention here. Landmark also bundled this LifeStream BikeEgr with the setup. I wasn't expecting much from it, but it's actually a very solid fan bike and exceptionally comfortable. Everything is adjustable from the seat to the handlebars, and you get in this absolute perfect placement once you make those adjustments. It's also lightweight, so you can wheel it around in your driveway or tuck it away when not in use. I think it literally weighs like just 70 pounds. It doesn't even need to be plugged in. It just takes 3 batteries to run the display there. Now, is it quiet? No, it's a fan bike. It sounds like a small jet engine trying to go into low Earth orbit with a bunch of A and C-list celebrities who have no business being in anything even remotely adjacent to a space program. But that noise is standard on air resistance cardio machines like this. Just to be totally clear, it is loud. Just listen to this. I've ridden this thing on a few of my TikTok live streams where I play video games and talk with my audience while doing 30 to 60 minutes of cardio. It's incredibly comfortable during that entire session, but the noise can be overbearing, not just for streaming, but for anyone living in your house too. In a garage, I doubt this will be an issue, but even on my second floor, it's still quite audible all the way from the basement. Landmark does offer other cardio options like a stair stepper, so take that into consideration when purchasing this. Now, my only real gripe with this thing, the monitor. It was stuck in metric. I tried everything to fix it too. I read the manual, I searched online forums, I even asked my dad. It wouldn't switch to Imperial, and I have no idea why. The display gives you all the details that you would want to know on a machine like this, and there's actually really nothing wrong with it. It will serve people really well if they're doing HIIT style workouts that incorporate some cardio on something like this machine, or people doing interval training cardio sessions. But a spinning bike is generally going to be more comfortable, quieter, and better equipped for those long cardio sessions. Again though, this thing is really comfortable. It's the only bike I've ever had that I didn't have to upgrade the seat on. Still, for a $600 bundle add-on, it's better than most entry-level fan bikes like this, and I find myself reaching for it frequently for my cardio sessions due to its comfort and ease of use. Now, let me pause and mention something that often gets overlooked, but can really make or break a machine like this. First, the rear attachment storage. Landmark included dedicated hangers for every single handle and even drilled holes to vertically store all of your safeties, J-cups, and locking pins. That kind of attention to detail keeps your gym space clean, functional, and way less prone to turning it into an obstacle course. It's the sort of feature that only becomes valuable once you don't have it anymore, and I honestly wish more manufacturers of all-in-one trainers like this included storage, not just for the cable accessories, but for the J-cups, the spotter arms, the dip handles. The only thing that doesn't have a dedicated home is the leg press plate. But out of all the accessories, that's the easiest to take care of. Now, here's a missed opportunity that I think could quite easily improve this machine vastly. I'm gonna get nitpicky here, just hang tight.
Hold on to your butts.
If the machine was just a bit taller, say 91 inches or so, which is a very common height for many racks and functional trainers like this, I believe you would have just enough room for the vast majority of people to fully utilize the lat pull-down attachment without any issues in range of motion. Or, on the flip side, make the pull-down attachment itself taller. I'm no engineer, and I have no business deciding what is possible from a design perspective to be able to handle the weight that this machine is capable of putting out. But I'd love to see future functional trainers from Landmark having the slight increase in height to really unlock the full potential of that lat pull-down package. Now, the lat pull-down package still works very well. So here's a pro gym tip to help you get the most out of it.
Pro gym tip, baby.
The cables and upper extension of the EXT-3 absolutely give you everything you need to perform full ROM lat pull-downs. If you're like me and you struggle with getting the full ROM on this, and you have a barbell and some weight plates, and you're okay getting a little creative here, remove this seat, and then take your barbell with some 45-pound plates on the end and clip yourself under it. This is gonna give you a few more inches
Please don't make me say it, please.
of clearance for your lat pull downs and help you with the ROM that you've been chasing. Now, let's be honest for a moment. When most home gym owners see an all-in-one machine like this, their first thought is, it probably cuts corners. They assume it's a jack of all trades and master of none. And you know what? A lot of them are. Seriously, there are a lot of machines out there that are very cost effective but will quickly become outgrown, require a ton of workarounds or DIY skills, or perhaps cut corners that could really leave function or even safety a concern. But not the EXT-3. This one genuinely challenges that narrative. You will save a lot of money buying just a 3x3 rack from Rogue, rep, or tighten. And hell, they have probably a higher weight rating than this, and obviously have thousands of products in the home gym ecosystem specifically designed to give you more access, more variety, and more versatility in your home gym space. Some of these attachments are quite incredible, to be frank. Small makers like Dialed Motion, Bulletproof Fitness, and Porter Phys Ed are making some truly amazing, affordable, durable, and versatile attachments for those 3x3 systems that can take your 3x3 rack to the next level. And I've trained on 3x3 racks with $3,000 or more worth of accessories bolted to them. I mean, heck, there's a 6-post rack right in the center of my gym that I have used for all of my heavy barbell lifts and have put hundreds, if not thousands of hours into using different accessories and designing DIY solutions for my own to get the most out of every single piece of equipment that I own. I have Frankenstein together setups with plate-loaded pulleys and third-party lever arms that honestly look more like they're out of a Transformers movie than they do gym equipment. And I've taken black tape and gold Sharpies to indicate every single hole on it so that I know where to set things up so that next time I don't have to fuss and waste time with it in setting it up. But that takes time and effort, and frankly, just being aware of some of these small business home gym makers. You know what that gets you in the end? More complexity, more traffic, more noise, more friction, more things to maintain, store, set up, and more things that eat away at your precious workout time. But this big guy? Oh! This is plug and play in the truest sense. You get everything you need in one ecosystem with consistent quality and design, and with a 2x3 design that does allow for some expansion of accessories or attachments should you really desire them. And yeah, it does cost more up front, but once you factor in the time, the hassle, and the money you'd spend buying the next accessory or building the DIY version of this, well, the EXT-3 starts to look like a smarter move. So let's get down to brass tacks. After 90 days, is the Landmark EXT-3 worth it? Absolutely. It boasts a high price tag that will not be possible for a lot of buyers. But for those of you looking to buy once and cry once, this could be your setup. If you're serious about training, want a compact setup that can truly cover 95% of your lifting, and you're willing to invest in a premium experience, this is it. It's not just functional, it's well thought out. From cable smoothness to that leg press security, from storage to the delivery experience, Landmark got all of the details right. Are there flaws? Absolutely. Don't even get me started again on those dang font choices on those weight stacks. And the lat pull down is a little short for full ROM, and the lever arms probably need a redesign. But the pros far outweigh the cons on this machine, and I'm confident this would make an excellent purchase for anyone looking to get a true all-in-one package that you won't outgrow, won't break, and will not regret. Landmark didn't just make another all-in-one trainer. They made one that you actually will want to train on, and that's rare. I want to thank Landmark Athletics again for sending over their EXT-3 all-in-one home gym package for me to test and review for y'all. This package is honestly incredible and worthy of calling itself an all-in-one home gym, and I'm excited to see what else Landmark will bring to the table for us in the future. If you'd like to read more about the EXT-3 or even buy one for yourself, I've included a link down in the description to the product, and it will also save you $150 off your purchase. Using that link also helps support the channel and everything I do, and I really appreciate that. Oh, and hey, if you've made it this far, why not consider liking, subscribing, or even leaving a comment telling me your most controversial gym opinion? I may even feature your comment in an upcoming video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Keep being great, keep pushing forward, and keep getting better every day. One-to-one for per... Jeez, BJ. Need a little sippy sip. Moving on. Can do with Smith. Oh, jeez. Oh, I forgot there was ice in there. Backing up. Back it up. Yeah, how about we try that one again, huh? Live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love. Backing up. Chocolate. I remember when they invented chocolate. Water. Yep. You are so graceful with your words. Words, what are they? Or, on the flip side, make the pull down attach. That's not how you say that. That is not how you say that. Those are not the words. English. Frankenstein, Frankenstein.